Hello folks, welcome to the Monday forecast. So let's take a look at the market, starting with the euro and US dollar. And this pair looks to be still range bound. So if we squeeze the price action, we can see lots of wicks to the downside and we can see lots of wicks to the upside. We also had some NFP news, which usually pushes the market in one direction, but currently that is not shown on the chart. So I'm still expecting some trends up or down, since NFP can usually have some large effect on the overall market. So yeah, we had this V for volatility, and after this V, we do expect a range like this. And now it looks like we have broken the low, which was here. This was the most recent low, since this was the first counter trend candle, and we broke the low, continued a bit, then left a huge wick and retraced. So that's a bad sign. Currently I'm expecting just a larger range between the low and the high. So I'm expecting something like this. And I am looking for more of a descending structure. And then I'm looking for that nice reversal to the upside, something like this. And maybe for a trend to start to the upside. So definitely I have my eyes open for that sort of price action, or maybe an ascending and then a reversal to the downside. And then a nice flag to go short. So I just want to see the price action clean up. I want to see a large push up, a nice trade, or a large push down, a nice trade. So maybe we can get this sort of momentum continue. If it does continue, I will be very happy to take that trade as I just forecasted. So that would be a very, very nice setup. And that's about it for EU. Nothing more to say really. Mondays and Tuesdays are predominantly range bound, so this is definitely expected from Monday, that we don't get any potential setups or moves, that we just have this crappy price action. So let's move on to the euro and the Japanese yen, and let's see what this one will bring us. So as I can see, we did break the low, create double huge wicks and retraced. This is signaling to me a larger range. So this is definitely expected. As we can see, we are stuck in this larger range. Definitely something to note. And because of these double wicks and this huge wick, I'm expecting exactly what happened this range. We got also a huge wick here. So we have huge wicks up, huge wicks down, and that is just bad price action. And we are stuck in this large sideways range. So nothing really to say about this pair. I'm just looking for the same thing as on the euro and the US dollar. So I'm looking for the price action to clean up a bit and give me a nice push up, or maybe a break and retest trade, something like that, or a nice push. So maybe a nice push down, also maybe a flag, or a nice break and retest, or maybe for a trend to start. Whatever happens, I just want to see the price action clean up, or maybe an ascending, then a nice clean reversal to a downside, or maybe a descending structure, and then a nice reversal to the upside, so something like this. And that's about it for the euro and the Japanese yen. Nothing more to say, same as EU. Mondays and Tuesdays, range bound days, and this is expected. I'm looking for the price to move away from this structure, or for the price action to clean up inside of this larger range. For the Aussie US dollar, this is the only pair that we have got a nice push down, or some nice price action at all. So we had this crappy price action right here. We had this volatility stuff, so just the market did not know where to move up or down. It was very indecisive, and then it finally decided, and it kind of crashed to the downside. We got this really nice impulse, but unfortunately it did end up with a huge wick. So that's a really big wick. And it's a big warning sign, I have to say. So that is definitely a warning sign that a larger range will happen inside of the low and the high. So what I can forecast for this pair is maybe we start, of course, maybe we get the range, then I'm staying out, of course. Or maybe we start descending, maybe this is the end of the impulse, and then I would look for that reversal up. Maybe for a nice trend to start. Or maybe we get that break and retest trade, something like this, where it taps the inside bar and then we can get in on a nice short trade. That would also be a nice established trend, since for me an established trend is a push, a pullback, and then another push down. So that's definitely an established trend. Also, what can happen, we can get more of an ascending structure like this, and then that we reverse down. Then we get a nice maybe flag to a downside or something like that. Or we can get volatility, but I'm not really expecting that. I'm not really expecting for the price to retrace all the way back to the upside in a similar sort of momentum. But if it happens, we look for a V, we look for a small range, and then we look for that push up and then a nice flag, or maybe break and retest, definitely for a trend to start to the upside. So that's about it for AU for the forecast. Nothing really special to forecast, but I do like it out of all of the pairs because of this large impulse. Again, we got a huge warning sign this wick, expecting a larger range. I think I will not be taking a flag because this wick is just too huge. Maybe if it's a really clean flag, then I would take it, but it really needs to be like 100% perfect, and we need to see that larger, wider range. But again, not really sure I would take a flag anyway, even if it was really clean. What I want to see is how the price breaks the low or how we break the high. And for the last one, so Aussie Japanese yen, the last pair, we have this overall ascending structure, but it's ascending, but it's looking very crappy. It looks like it doesn't know where it wants to go up or down. We got this kind of volatility. We got wicks all the way to the upside. We got like wicks on both sides. We got a gap right here, so just bad price action. And then we did get this impulse down, and it's not that large, it's not that big, it's not that conducive, it's not looking that clean. We have these huge wicks, as you can see, all the way, and we have these counter trend candles, so blue candles inside of the trend, which is definitely not a good sign. And we ended with huge double wicks, so personally I'm just waiting for the break of the low or the high. Again, maybe a flag forms here, like if it's a really high probability flag, if it looks really clean, if we get that wider range like this, I would maybe consider taking it, but I'm just waiting for the break of the low or the high, to be honest, because these double wicks, huge double wicks, are a really bad sign that you want to stay out of the market. If we continue down, I will look for a break and retest trade, definitely. Then the market is trending because we have a push, we have a pullback, and we have another push, or maybe a nice clean flag forms. So that's definitely on my radar. We can also get that V like on AU, like I forecasted there, and then get the push up. Or we can also get an ascending structure and then a reversal down. So that can happen. Not really sure I would take it, since reversals are not a high probability setup for this particular pair. But then again, it is on my forecast, it is on my radar, and it is a possibility. And also, so I'm expecting just a larger range, to be honest. Maybe on Wednesday we start to get some nice pushes, but because of these wicks I'm expecting this to happen. And this is a no trade for me. I'm a trend trader. I'm avoiding range bound markets because the losses can really add up if you are taking some bad trades in a clear range bound market. So it's really important to distinguish when we are ranging and when we are trending. When it's a clean trend or a really wicky and crappy trend like this one, this impulse is not that clean. And yeah, that's about it for the forecast. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hoping we get some nice impulses, some nice moves. NFP has passed, so let's see what happens. And I will be seeing you in the next trade recap and forecast.